is the key to the future, and it can be used to unlock phones and even authenticate payments. As the market for facial recognition technology is set to grow to over $6.8 billion by 2021, we look at the potential applications and possible pitfalls.
Facial recognition is already being used in everyday life. Sometimes Facebook will suggest a friend that you can tag in a photo. It's actually using the technology. But how does it work?
One way face recognition software works is by scanning the contours of your face to pick out key features, also known as nodal points. There are about 80 of such points on everyone's face, and these include the distance between the eyes, the width of the nose, and the length of the jawline. Now these measurements are then taken to create a unique code, a person's very own face print. But how a person looks can also differ with camera angles, lighting, and even as we age. So how are these problems solved?
I spoke to a company that develops biometric solutions to find out how they deal with such challenges in real-life settings. NEC's products are used in more than 70 countries. To start, I gave them an old photo of myself for enrollment. In less than 30 seconds, the software was able to identify me. The company says that's because the technology scans for areas of the face that do not change as we age.
Now the software is able to recognize me even with my sunglasses on. It also knows who I am from my side view, and I'm told that it can accept a deviation of up to 30 degrees.
We're looking at various features of the skull and the face, and we're able to compensate for that. If you're looking at deploying cameras for surveillance or safety, you really need to look at all aspects of it. You must make sure that you have a viable network, right, that can transmit the data. Secondly, of course, you also need to look at the ability to place cameras, good quality cameras at good locations.
The company is doing trials to develop a new algorithm that can detect if somebody is using a photo or mask to trick the system. While facial recognition is commonly used in security, there's increasing applications in consumer products and retail. This is not your usual digital signage. It has a web camera with face recognition software that can detect a shopper's age and gender with at least 75% accuracy. It can also track what products customers are looking at. It's proven useful for at least one retailer. Most of its customers are female, but the company is now realizing that the men could be interested in their products too.
For the past 2 months, customers are looking at the signage itself, 70% are males. So actually this data gives us a very good indication is that which are the product group that we should target for the male and which are the product group we should target for the females.
To ensure the privacy of shoppers, only statistics are captured and customers' images will not be saved. But as facial recognition becomes more pervasive and accurate, it can also become more intrusive. For example, a photographer in Russia took photos of subway commuters before using a facial recognition app called FindFace to track down their internet profiles. One lawyer we spoke to said that as long as you're appearing in a public place where there is reasonable expectation that an image of you may be captured, consent is not needed. But if a shop wants to employ facial recognition to identify VIPs or even scan for known shoplifters, customers need to be aware.
Because face recognition technology is not absolutely common, right? How do we then create a reasonable expectation that when you enter a store, that your facial image will be taken? So the way to then make it such that what you're doing falls within the exception would be that store should put a sign right at the start to say that, hey, this store in this store we deploy face recognition technology to serve you better.
With the face of technology changing, experts we spoke to are positive about its potential.
We see a big opportunity for facial recognition in not only the medical field. I mean, security is an obvious candidate, But things like self-diagnosis, everything from cancer to an ability to, to be susceptible to strokes, for example. That kind of information that's been shown comes from just the face itself. So having software that's learning that and being able to sort of provide input back to patients, is kind of a key use.
But experts added that consumers need to be educated on how their biometric data can be used, and companies need to make data security a priority. If these issues are not settled, the future might become a nightmare we can't recognize.
And that's it from us on News 5.